What did you expect? An astronomical price.
Oh, that's
When the horn
good.
blows, the blood flows.
Denied.
All you folks.
First blood. And a point well taken. Death's cold embrace.
I'll always remember how foolish you looked.
Double rubble.
Perfect! Of course. It's gonna be a massacre! Well, well, well. A real killer on the loose.
Invisibility!
Non-cupatory. Spare me the tears. Tears doesn't even describe it.
Feel actually have a taunt.
Yeah, perfect.
Enjoy it. And bounties are up, and it's going to be split. As Tanner goes into the jungle, by the way, this is something that we've been seeing a lot from... I mean, the fact that they changed in power to be double the effect, essentially, on Magnus himself means that he's going to be less of a support hero, and now more of a core.
Yeah, they lowered the values too, though. So, but it's better on Mag than it was before, but not by a massive amount.
But now it's not
definitely still
nearly as good on allies, right?
Yeah,
so you're not going to like
so you're playing more
pick a PA into Magnus as much.
Yeah. It's still good though. Like, I definitely think Mag PA is still a viable strategy. 45% cleave and 25% damage is no joke, but...
Yeah, but would you pick a Magnus as a support?
No.
Mid still, right?
No. I don't think Mag support is a good thing anymore.
Kuroki getting slowed multi-shot, not quite enough to take him out.
He went 2 in Blinding Light.
Off.
I don't think I've ever seen this build before. 0 to 1.
Jaters the toss, into the spear, into a Sunstrike. Not going to be enough for the kill, but they'll find it a little bit after regard.
Really nice casting. It looks so easy. Getting the toss into spear like this and making it look that good is not as easy as it looks. Oh, nicely done. Oh, GH. Get it. Not cool.
Tanner missing the skewer, and GH is just going to essentially taunt. Just standing.
What's happening?
Very awkwardly. He wants to contest. Oh, gonna get blocked in a bit, but not a whole lot of damage to speak of after the fact, as there was a toss back onto the Centaur creeps. Just trying to steal these neutrals, and I think he did it.
With Blinding Light.
Okay.
Yeah, so the reason I'm saying it's a bit unusual to see this 0-2-1 build is that Chakra scales incredibly well on Caudle, and the Blinding Light, it gets a bit of cast range, a bit of damage in 1 second duration, which is by no means bad, but he will have trouble sustaining his mana like this. He only gets mana from Chakra, and Blinding costs 145, so better than that aspect.
Getting a little bit aggressive.
Come here as well.
I charge
Oh, he is more than
Deafening
fine.
Blast, and he doesn't even need GH.
Yeah, the shards
GH just
didn't
wanted to steal the
latch.
XP.
He got out of the shards missed a little bit. I thought he was going to be in trouble, but Aramis missed it, and easy for Miracle Kill instead. This game is again looking super good for Nigma, and we're only 7.5 minutes in, but they're just flat out winning their laning stage, and they're winning the laning stage with Nigma. And let's remember, this hero is generally considered a bit greedy, especially when played as position 4. But when it gets this kind of a 1v1 matchup, it is extremely powerful. Mind Control can buy whatever he likes. He's currently rushing home the Dominator, can buy auras for the team, can buy BKB Blink to try to carry the team. The hero with Arm is actually one of the most versatile heroes in Dota, which might seem a bit counterintuitive when you look at its spells, but it can do many things.
Hey, a faded brooch.
Goes to Tanner for now.
Seeing this item very consistently, Cinderin.
Yeah.
It's a solid item, though. Not one that you're sad to see, unlike Iron Talon.
Iron Talon.
I'm convinced they'll buff it, right? They have to be.
Yeah, I think so. I think you buff it, or cause like it's like when you do like a promo for a game, right? It's like everyone is excited. Oh, Iron Talon, and then people realize it's bad. But it was great for the promotion of it. People were like, yay, our old items are coming back.
Yeah,
but
true.
It's just not. I really stand by. I think it's the single worst item you can get. Pretty much consistent.
Yeah, it's only
either buff it or remove.
It has nothing to do with the item itself, in theory. We'll finish off the Crystal Maiden, and our level 4. There
that's
is
a
the
really good
Riha Snowball. Pretty solid, mitigating a lot of damage here as Venomancer gets taken on the top lane. Looks like that was a black hole extended word, in fact. As Shad is left by his teammate to his own devices, Riha's going to continue the chase. Coming in. Can actually find the Drought Ranger. This would be pretty big. Not for now. Kuroki taking more damage. Sunstrike! Oh, miracle again! That's the second Sunstrike in this fight, I want to say.
It is.
Goodness.
25 seconds.
2 for 2.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That was fun. Of course, we didn't even talk about the Mind Control kill on the top lane. He gets the tier 1 tower as well. So he has completely dominated this lane. Nigma versus the Venomancer.
I'm thinking if there's something Toby could have done different in his skill build, if this is the way you go. I think you have to max big wards against the Enigma, but maybe you can completely lock down the side camp, or he could have perhaps played a lot more aggressively. There's a little bit of downtime. I feel like the lane does not go level 10 to level 7. in my head, it's not this one-sided, but I don't think Veno realistically wins.
10 minutes, it's going to be both for Nigma?
Nope.
I guess so. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was Viking.
Radiant's
Oh, they're
courier
looking for the courier. Shad will find it. That's nice.
Oh yeah, you
He's
should have
not gonna
used
be getting
your
that
bulwark.
precious
Can it
gold.
I probably can't take hits from the courier, can I? I don't think so.
I mean,
It's not a hero.
The courier. Yeah, it's more like a hero than it
Oh, it
used
says
to be,
Mars's
but it's still-
allies, so it might work on courier and creeps.
Dire's middle tower
There's a
is
Mythbuster.
Wow.
We need that video.
putting up a barricade.
Mango tree for the Radiant. Or for the Dire, I should say. Tanner. Have we seen RP yet? I don't think so.
No.
Still level 9. Mind control level 11. Standing here. He's just standing there, taunting the enemies. What can they do? Of course, Black Hole is not yet up. We've got a ways to go. But now that we're at the 10-minute mark, the tomes, I'm sure they came out, so the levels will be a little bit better. But Shad level 6 right now, just to give you an idea. Mars level 7.5.
Dire's top tower is under
So
attack.
Weehaw having a lot of fun this game for sure.
Yep.
Now, what point do Vikings start? I mean, it feels like, do they need to force fights? I mean, they have the RP, they just don't have. I mean, you don't get Blink Dagger anymore. You're going straight for Ags at this point.
Yeah.
They're going to start with this gank mid, though, it looks like. Aramis. Oh, they're going to be scouted out, though, by Caudle. That is truly unfortunate for Viking. The Avalanche will set it.
You can have them.
Celery.
You can have.
Radiant's
It's completely blocked off Celery's escape.
Dire's bottom tower.
Poor boy.
Yeah.
Look,
I thought it looks funny. Okay,
Oh,
so
this
Mind
is
Control has
interesting.
made his choice. He's going Ags. Or sorry, yeah, BKB on Enigma. First item. He knows that the only cancel is RP. Speaking of the devil here. He gets it all off. Do they have the damage?
Oh, it's on
dead.
strike. Oh, doesn't get the
Not a
XP
good
for it.
trade. Miracle gets the
Enigma.
kill, so he gets the XP.
Yeah, that's true. GH with the toss, and Aramis will fall, and Drow Ranger dies in the other lane as we're seeing multiple ultimates expended. The will. What an annoying spell to deal with as Weehaw comes in. One more spear ensures the double kill. Toby pops that ult. Weehaw looks to be dead here. He takes the Veil of Discord and trying to get some CS before his inevitable demise. And
Kuro
Kuro
will survive Tranquil Boots. He's very fast. Oh, Mango Tree.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if he saw it. I think he didn't see it. Uh-oh. Well, how much space can an old man on Pegasus make? Let's see.
Well, mid lane, in the meantime, GH gets the toss off into the Ava,
What did
and
you
Miracle
expect?
not able to do a whole lot of damage. And how's the old man doing now?
Remember how foolish you looked?
He got up.
And he's almost full
He's
HP again.
Yep.
Very nice.
So
Double
I think
bracer on GH now.
the timing for Viking is you get Ags on Mag and you fight. I don't think this is a game where you just sit back and farm and expect to win, because Enigma's game is way too good. Invoker's game is way too good. He is going for the Aghanims again, Miracle. So he definitely seems to consider this +1 on every orb a big upgrade. And I think in this game he has words for Cataclysm. That's the other thing. In the previous game where he got the Ags and didn't use Cataclysm until the end, his setups were a Sand stun. In this game there's Mars Arena, there's Caudle ulti, there's Black Hole. If any of these ultis hit on 2 heroes, he has a sick Cataclysm setup. So in this game I think it's a better choice than the last time. But to be honest, I think he just likes it. I would have bought it anyway. He just likes the extra level on his spells and the stats.
Spell from Weehaw. Look at the projectile of the tower. That is amazing. Oh, Sunstrike gonna miss. Thanks to the snowball from Aramis. Will be good for now. Ice Shard's not really gonna block it, but yeah, he's gonna get the punch off, and Caudle has died. Avalanche now. GH attempting to get out of dodge. Looks like he might die, but Black Hole on the other side will ensure a kill on the Crystal Maiden. 2 for 1, and yeah, Black Hole for Crystal Maiden. Interesting.
Put something about in chat. It's like, okay. Black Hole the 5.
Well, Tanner almost has that Aghanim Scepter, so 200 away.
Yeah.
Another camp should do it. But you're right. The Cataclysm does have a lot better value here, and looking forward to seeing if they can connect those combos or not. BKB getting closer for Mind Control as well. Of course, they do have some BKB piercers in the form of I guess, Tusk Punch and RP this game. But you do have to get relatively close for those, so hard to position.
Yeah. Basically, canceling Black Hole with RP is a lot easier when you have the Magnus tags.
He's coming. He's coming. He missed it. But they got the old RP, or sorry, the skewer back in town, as Weehaw will be the first to suffer its consequences here.
They're gonna give up. If they wanted to fight for it, Weehaw would have cast his ult before he died, but doesn't seem to be interested in that. Sunstrike, got a lot of damage there. Let's see if he finds the ward.
Again. All right, Tanner. Do they have vision up here? They do
Oh, that's not a good
smoke.
That is not a good smoke.
Oh, they got the show. The fake RP. This would just be a position for Tiny, though. Here comes Shad with the gust.
Oh, really? Magnus has haste.
Yeah.
Magnus has haste. Infant.
God, this hero. AI, this hero. What? See, this is the thing that, again, this is why I'm here to learn from you, Synderen. Why is this hero not just every single game? Like, we've been not seeing all.
I honestly don't have a good answer
weird.
to that question right now.
Mind control getting initiated on.
I think if you imagine in this game, I think Mind Control will probably end up, he's gonna get skewered to death eventually. If you think about when Drow got picked in this draft, slotted got picked in, if you picked Magnus in that slot, I would feel like you had a lot of flexibility with what you were to with your draft afterwards. And now they ended up with Mag together with Drow instead because they picked them in opposite order. But I don't know what it is they're waiting to see before they pick it. I think Koro just misclicked the deny and hit the creep.
Instead of the Venomancer debuff?
Yeah, I think he wanted to hit the Mars, hit the creep, if I must say.
Kill.
And maybe the Gale right now, I don't know.
GH with 2 neutral items available to him.
Nigma have lost a lot of their lead, though. They were 4k up, now it's down to 1. And Korra will add another to the count.
Oh my goodness.
Insta
I'm
kill.
missing every kill now.
I mean, you can barely even catch that if you're not there. He almost got one shot by Tusk. But obviously, the Radiant wants to get this big team fight that they haven't really had set up yet. I'm assuming the Mars Dagger will come before the pipe as their initiator, and then if Viking try to respond, that's when Mind Control comes in and gets a really good combo on Midnight Pulse Black Hole. And of course, there's always the Cataclysm threat. They have a lot to work with. And another synergy we didn't talk about, Caudle is incredible with Invoker because he reduces the cooldown on all of his spells. So there is a lot. Vampire Fangs, holy, is he gonna use this? He might use this one.
Items.
Elixir, finally from DH. Vampire Fangs on Invoker. He's currently backpacking it. No, could give it to Mars. He benefits from both lifesteal and spell lifesteal. Make him a bit, put it on barrier. So we'll see.
I hear a skewer, man. 0 mana cost. If this was 20 mana, would that be better? Would you be happy with that?
No, I think it should be more expensive.
Well, you wouldn't be able to cast it every single. I mean, 20 mana. I guess it's still kind of spammable.
It's spammable to declare.
50 mana.
I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's very obvious what ways you can nerf this, so something's probably. All right, there we go. They see we have just got the dagger on the courier. Perfect timing.
Not a great position. In the center, just wow! Tusk gets destroyed. That was a lot of
Flew in every axis on the map right there. Good touch.
Weehaw has his ultimate, will expend it, is on 2, does get his ultimate off. Tusk buys back into the game. RP onto 3 heroes. Skewers back into a black hole, though. That is not where my friend. Tanner continuing to skewer to his heart's content. 2 buybacks now for Viking, as this fight has become very important for them. Double kill for Tanner now, as Weehaw, in his Phalanx form, continuing to mitigate damage, but is very, very slow, thanks to the buyback from Tobe. So that's a triple kill for the skewering Magnus. And Mind Control, of course, already expended that black hole, so it needs to get out of dodge.
Yep, they're on the hunt. Tanner's searching the scanning Magnus, but he's done now. Didn't find them.
Time to farm.
That looked like it was gonna go better for Nigma than it did, but those biomax definitely massive value.
Fight is not over. Vikings still at this tier 1 tower, applying all pressure to GH. A nice toss. He got net now. The avalanche, that might be enough. Wait, the shard blocked
The love.
and the gale will connect. So this looks to be a dead GH. Hit on Toby.
Celery. Oh, but yeah, might be on his tail now.
Already up. He misses his spear though. Celery into the snowball he goes, and the ice shards are there, blocking in Weehaw. As the Venomancer did die, multi-shot applied though. And actually skewers out of the multi-shot, and the courier gets decimated by Weehaw. But the punch should ensure that Weehaw will finally die. Tanner pops the BKB. We're taking very little damage. Miracle will be next on the list for this skewering Magnus again. And Viking just playing with their food at this point.
Every time I see this hero played, I don't understand why it's not just a This is absurd to watch.
Will-O-Wisp, it's just like WTF mode is just on. That's what it feels like.
It really does.
Celery able to get the D ward, as Magnus, as you can see on your mini map, is just all over the place.
That was a pretty costly spear miss from Weehaw when he did the blink to get the 2-man arena. Because if that spear hits on the maiden, that's an instant kill. And I think the fight plays out very differently. So it's a classic thing that with Mars, I think it's a mistake that most players make, or it's maybe the most common mistake, is you feel like you need to rush your spells. But a lot of the time, blink arena, wait a second to see the movement trajectory of the maiden there, and you will not miss that spear. He's just rushing all the spells while she's sidestepping, and then with the spear missing, turns out to be a great fight again for Viking. They're totally back in this.
Thanks to what, Ciderin?
I think Magnus Skewer has played a pretty big role in the game.
Yes, I might have to agree with you on this one, for once. GH, though, is working towards a blink dagger. He's very, very close, so they will have a little bit more initiation possibilities. I mean, the thing about their lineup is they just have so much team fight that it feels like even down, which they barely are at this point, they always have that ace up their sleeve. And they don't have to expend their ultimates in the same fight either. But Magnus is the scary one. Kuroki takes the frostbite and the death to follow, skewering again. Tanner, oh, he gets bounced around by Weehaw, so not able to get the RP off, but he gets it onto Enigma, who pops the BKB, and a buyback from Cottle now. Tanner pops his BKB shortly after, and Enigma dies immediately. That is truly unfortunate, as Weehaw looks to be next. The skewer finish him off this tier 1 tower, will not be standing very much longer. And Viking, I mean, that Enigma black hole BKB did not work out as planned.
The dragon and pulling it for Shad. I think without it, he might have ended up being in range for the black hole, but outlasts them, or outranges it. And I think we're starting to see a problem here for the Radiant Lab as well that we didn't really cover. With the way they allocated their heroes, they don't have single target physical damage. This Magnus actually can't die with BKB. Who's going to kill him? It's a safe lane Mars who has 160 damage. It's a mid invoker who's largely magical, and it's off lane Enigma. So the feels invincible. Like he can do whatever he wants. And
For now, that definitely
hate to see it.
the case. Shad picks
Here
up
he comes.
the
Get
Aegis.
the mag.
Tanner.
Lol.
Well,
Hey, at least the
now the
monolith.
thing about I'm not saying this is the wrong build, but in theory, Weehaw could build DPS this game, right? Because this hero can kind of be built as a semi-carry with some damage items.
Deso bags is pretty strong. I don't think you should buy a pipe. That seems pretty meaningless by now. I don't think it's gonna do enough. Deso BKB could also be good. It's the damage that's lacking right now. They have low control. Is he gonna kill Aramis here?
It's gonna be
look
close.
like it.
He's burning very
Golem
good for the kill. The golem creep will continue on, and he's gonna punch it in the back of the head. It will live, and the little babies will survive. And looks like no kill will come of that. Now, meantime in mid lane,
strike.
Will-O-Wisp.
No.
Shad taking a lot of damage, but Tanner is here. Nice job from Weehawk finishing him off before he could get away. GH in the meantime gonna try to get away from this everlasting skewer. Very impossible to deal with as GH will blink to safety. Venomancer caught off though. Gets off the ult just before dying. The question is, does Viking want to go any further here? Looks like the answer is yes, but Tanner has absolutely no mana.
No problem,
you don't
though.
need it for skewer, guys.
No mana, no
You don't need it. The shrine is not up, and he's just going to pick up all the runes, and nobody can catch him. So that's the end of that fight. I mean, if it was a normal, if that cost any mana, then
Yeah,
he'd
he
be
could
dead right now.
I think if you want to do anything to this mag, I think putting Mono League on him is really nice, and then outside of that, he's just there. You try to kill the other heroes because you need a really hard lockdown. He's not dying outside of a black hole. I'm pretty convinced. He can react unless they get like the perfect Avatoss into Mars Arena Spear combo. I don't think they have the damage. He has 3,000 health.
Oh no!
And the non-stop skewer.
It's happening! It's happening!
Oh, he got quick. Charm.
Quickening charm. Now, I know it's not queuing it up, Cinderin, but I need to know from you, how viable is Octarine? Is it a meme or is it real?
I think it's viable.
So why not go for it?
It depends what your goal is in the game for your lineup. I think the reason he shouldn't buy it this game is that they need the physical damage. So he's buying Satanic so he can stand and deliver. If the Venomancer was a different type of offlaner that was more reliable physical damage, maybe he could have gone for Octarine, but I think for now this is better. You got a crappy code. I think you give that to the Maiden. That feels real nice to get 13 armor on Maiden.
He's gonna get
buy the Tusk
instead though.
For now, I don't think he's gonna keep it.
Does that affect the cast? It doesn't affect the cast time of Walrus Punch though.
It should. It should.
Should it?
Walrus Punch is affected by attack speed. If you are super attack speed slowed, you can barely punch. So it should work, true. I think.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. It's 35 attack speed loss, but 13 armor is quite a bit. That's basically a plate mail.
It feels really nice to get this item on Maiden, though, I would say. Oh,
we have an RP on Weehaw. He's surrounded by the enemy. He's going to phalanx to no avail. He will die. We're going to have some TPs back to base. Amos is making sure not to hit. It's at half HP. But they're just going to go back to farming. 3k lead now for Viking. Roshan not available for the foreseeable future. And we haven't really talked about Shad's build, by the way. He goes for the Shadow Blade. Obviously, the Dragon Lance. Going to be finishing Hurricane Pike this game.
Now, I think... Mind control. Mind control. BKB force. Sure.
Wow, he's taking a lot of damage.
He'll be fine. Yeah, I think the Shadow Blade on Drow is a pretty interesting way for them to try to pincer Nigma and the Mars before they blink in. If Drow can get the opening and Nigma have to respond, that's when the RP can really come in handy as a protection for the Drow, basically. I think the game in this current state is so much about who gets the initiation. That really... It doesn't even need to be a perfect one. Just if it starts with a toss back or with a skewer back, that kind of sets the tone for the entire fight.
Miracle doing a really good job of pushing this top lane though. Alacrity on his Forge Spirit.
And he has the talent too.
Wow.
So it hits really hard. It's actually almost got the tower.
It's deniable now. I don't think he do that.
No.
GH level 15 with that.
Will Aramis hit this dust? We guessed wrong.
Close. Miracle will get out safely. Has a lot of defensive tools with the Yules into Blink, but God, I just hear Skewer all the time and I just get scared I'm missing something. So it's just him moving around the map. Miracle, he's gonna get snowballed. The Spirit Vessel is applied to him. They definitely have vision now. That's gonna be an easy kill. So if I can able to get it, all right. RP applied now to the Tiny, into the multi-shot. The synergy is out of control as GH drops to the deck. And the tier 1 tower will be denied. But
he finished the pipe.
They need back.
I don't think this is a problem-solving item in this game anymore. you love getting this item against Venno. I completely understand why it's tempting. I just think the timing for this in this game is over, and you needed something bigger. BKB Deso or Aghanim, something to give that bit more of a punch. Because I think the way they're setting up their lineup right now, there's so much pressure on Mind Control and Miracle to hit.
Oh my goodness. Mind Control does get off the BKB after he's initiated on Aramis. He's stunned up for now.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Two. This could be good if they have any follow-up. Mars ult on top of this. Tanner with the BKB going to continue to skewer. Toby looks like he'll drop it in that arena very shortly as Tanner able to get out of dodge. The Drow Ranger did fall. And again, Tanner's impossible to find.
Oh my god. That was max range black hole just barely catching the Drow. If that doesn't catch the Drow, that fight is a disaster. Instead, it's a big win for Nigma. Looks like two outposts were controlled by the Dire, so
yeah,
Radiant did not get any experience for that. Oh, Celery's in trouble. He had a glimmer, but Kuro will see him. He has a sentry. He's dead. And at the dust.
GH is also going for Shadow Blade, by the way. Is there potential for GH to become the right-clicking core instead? Whoa,
with his item currently, it takes really long.
What the hell is this? Weehaw was literally by their tier 4 towers. One in back to the skewer, gets the RP into another skewer, into the fountain. Oh god, what is this game? Is this DOTA? Mars is actually tanking so much, but will die.
Getting Rex for it.
Tier 3 though, and Tanner.
They might get Rex. Cliff is longer.
Yeah, that is the question.
Okay.
They will save it.
That was, he forced a maiden buyback and almost got Rax. I mean,
oh my god.
There's a new Eternal Envy in town. So,
oh man.
In the good old French, that's some shit.
Shit. Mind control, getting chased by Tanner. Oh, this hero is so dumb. I can't even believe this is in the game. It's like I'm dreaming. He's going for an AC now, by the way. Didn't finish the Satanic, as you can see.
Get the damage on.
So going for the right-click build.
He currently hits for 400, so with AC, all that attack speed, this is the damage that a lot of other heroes do when they have like 2 or 3 damage items, so damage is definitely there. He just needs to be able to get the attacks off. Okay, with AC. Oh, Kuro's dead. Yeah.
Ooh! Ooh, multi-shot. Mind control working towards a Shiva's. What is Weehaw actually working on now? He's going for BKB, so he's just not going to have damage this game. It feels like a utility Mars.
He might be trying to buy an item that's only purchasable base.
That's the new meta, right? Yeah. The new feature coming into the next update. Stay tuned. Roshan's still not up. Will be in about a minute.
Kuro should be alive for that. If not, he has buyback if Nigma wants to fight for it. I think you have to fight for every Roche now in this game. Giving Aegis and Cheese to the Dire lineup now for them is way too scary. Did you mention the Enchanted Quiver, by the way, on Drow?
I did not. I saw it picked up in general, but
it's a very special item. There are some heroes that is incredible, and I think it is god tier on Enchanted.
Oh, Magnus? Yeah, they just, it feels like they just can't touch this guy. I hear a punch on
Mind Control.
Sideline. Mind Control pops the BKB. We'll have to waddle back to base, but Tanner, yeah, you're right. Oh, he actually has the BKB out.
He changed his mind. He could have definitely BKB Blink RP'd that if he wanted to.
Miracle.
BKB defensively.
He's going for this Rax friend. No, maybe.
Let's see.
I see some action on the sideline. We're gonna watch the Rax being taken out first, though. The TPs are coming. We don't have fortification, and that is the melee Rax. The RP misses. Miracle. How are we getting away with this, or will he? Get punched in the face. Gets off the tornado, attempting the TP out. Tanner. Whoa, that damage is pretty insane. But the melee Rax does fall. Is this the kind of game they need to play to win this game?
I don't know, but it's entertaining. That was actually really close. The tornado, he has max quas and eggs, so it could not have lasted any longer than that. Yeah.
I mean, he was going to get out if it wasn't for the ridiculous damage.
Yeah, it was close. I think maybe... I don't think he could have run away after the tornado. You can try to take that and then deafening blast, but I think the skewer will catch up to it eventually. So.
Tanner finds GH. I don't think they have vision here though. Or now they do. Spirit Vessel wide. Gonna continue to skewer. Remember, Miracle does not have buyback, so not sure if they even want to fight this.
So they're trying to buy time. They know how important this Roche is. On Toby.
And there's the ult. They're able to take out the Venomancer. Will-O-Wisp applied as well. Tanner has to pop the BKB and the Satanic, keeping him alive, but there's the black hole. They finally do this disgusting rhinoceros. They do. 3 heroes into the black hole. Buybacks galore from Viking, but Team Nigma. Woo, that was a good fight.
Tanner
and more buyback.
Willingly just
time from Drow.
Up to Enigma there. He must have known black hole was ready.
Well, he's back for more.
Maybe he just felt invincible. I mean, clearly he needs a buff, this hero, if he can die like that.
If you can lose with this hero, Jesus Christ. A Drow, but Drow Ranger gets Cataclysm. Finally doing a lot of damage. Still being able to get off his ult. The 8 from GH and the Radiant also take out Roshan as Mindful will finally ball Tanner extremely low. That would have been a dieback for him. Celery, half HP, getting beat down by Weehaw. And Drow Ranger gets found at the high ground from GH. Can they actually find this carry? Finally getting this kill. One more right click will do it, and Tusk looks to be next on the list. Tanner coming in with that skewer. Weehaw uses his ultimate and is stuck on the high ground now, but they will find the kill regardless. So 3 dead for Viking, and a lot of these are diebacks. Toby looks to be the next casualty.
Actually, just over.
It's over somehow. I have no idea what just happened. How does that happen?
So, it's such a magical game right now. It's like... It's like everybody's playing it for the first time and they're not at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly
That's
what you mean.
really...
It's so true.
Dire structures are
It's a shit show, but in the best way possible. That's what you're
crazy game.
I love it. Ark gets off the punch, but will be tossed back into the fray. He will have Crystal Maiden by his side shortly, but it might be in the grave. Oh! He actually is able to get out, but the damage coming in from Team Nigma. Looks like this will be game 2 in their advantage, and this was a crazy one. Why ban Magnus when you can have games like this? That's the real question, Cinder. Mind Control was initiated on, but Aramis will be taken out, and that is GG called. What a game. That was... And if they that's all I have to say. So continue not banning Magnus, please. Thank you.
Crazy stuff. Crazy fights. And Cataclysm count 2 across 2 games.